Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're bringing you one of the most special lists we've ever put together. 10 watches that represent the absolute pinnacle of what their respective price points and philosophies can offer. From a brilliant Swiss value champion that democratizes integrated bracelet design, all the way up to a Grand Seiko that captures the soul of a Japanese forest in a dial you could stare at for hours. This list spans the full spectrum of what serious watchmaking looks like in 2024. These are not compromise watches. These are not good-for-the-price watches. Every single one of them is simply great. Full stop. Let's count them down. Number 10. Tissot PRX Powermatic. 80. The Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 earns its place at the foot of this list by doing something remarkable, delivering an integrated bracelet sports watch of genuine elegance and real technical substance at a price that makes every other watch on this countdown look at it sideways. The PRX's design draws clear inspiration from the golden age of 1970s integrated bracelet watches, and it does so without apology and with tremendous skill. The case and bracelet flow into one another with a fluidity that you simply should not get at this price point. Tissot's Powermatic 80 movement inside offers an extraordinary 80-hour power reserve, more than most Swiss competitors at double or triple the cost, alongside a silicon balance spring for superior anti-magnetic performance and long-term accuracy. The sunburst dial textures catch the light in ways that reward close attention, and the slim profile sits flat and elegant on any wrist. The PRX Powermatic 80 is the watch that proves brilliance in watchmaking doesn't require a five-figure price tag. It is the most democratic watch on this list and one of the finest values in all of Swiss watchmaking. The Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 retails for approximately $775 USD. Number 9. Longines Spirit Zulu Time GMT. The Longines Spirit Zulu Time is a pilot's watch built around a concept that aviation and military professionals will recognize immediately. Zulu Time, the universal coordinated time standard used across flight operations worldwide. That naming is not decorative. This watch takes its aviation identity seriously, and the GMT complication at its heart is executed with the clarity and conviction the concept demands. A bold, high-contrast 24-hour hand in vivid red or blue arcs around the dial alongside the main hour's hand, giving the wearer instant reference to a second time zone at a glance, exactly as a navigating pilot or international traveler needs. Longines fits the Spirit Zulu Time with their in-house L847.4 caliber, offering a 72-hour power reserve and a silicon escapement for outstanding magnetic resistance, critical for aviation environments rich in electromagnetic interference. The case finishing, dial quality, and overall proportions speak to a watchmaker with nearly 200 years of craft behind them. The Spirit Zulu Time is a serious instrument watch with serious engineering credentials at a price that feels almost too fair. The Longines Spirit Zulu Time GMT retails for approximately $2,600 USD. Number 8. Grand Seiko SBGA413 Snowflake Lite. The Grand Seiko SBGA413 Snowflake Lite is the entry point into one of the most revered dial design lineages in all of watchmaking. And what an entry point it is. The original Grand Seiko Snowflake dial, introduced on the SBGA 211, is widely regarded as one of the most beautiful watch dials ever created, its textured white surface evoking freshly fallen snow in a Japanese mountain forest. The SBGA 281 brings that same evocative dial philosophy to a slightly more accessible price tier, powered by Grand Seiko's in-house high-beat 36,000 automatic caliber, beating at 36,000 vibrations per hour for a sweeping seconds hand of extraordinary smoothness and a power reserve of 55 hours. The Zaratsu polished case surfaces are executed with a perfection that no Swiss watchmaker at this price level consistently achieves. Flat, mirror bright, and edge sharp in a way that has to be seen in person to be fully appreciated. The SBGA 281 is the watch that makes people who have never considered Grand Seiko stop, stare, and reconsider everything they thought they knew about where the world's finest watches come from. The Grand Seiko SBGA 281 retails for approximately $6,500 USD. Number 7. Tudor Black Bay 58. The Tudor Black Bay 58 is one of the most perfectly proportioned dive watches ever made, a watch that resolved a problem that had quietly been frustrating the watch community for years. While the broader industry pushed case sizes ever larger through the 2000s and 2010s, The BB58 arrived in 2018 with a 39mm case sized for real wrists, drawing its design DNA directly from Tudor's own 1958 diving reference. The result is a watch that sits low, wears close, disappears under a shirt cuff, and looks simultaneously vintage and completely current. The in-house MT5402 movement offers a 70-hour power reserve, KOSC-grade precision, and Tudor's proprietary silicon balance spring, meaningful technical credentials for a watch wearing its heritage so prominently. The gilt dial version is one of the most beautiful watches Tudor has ever produced, while the black and blue variants offer more conventional elegance of their own. The BB58 is a masterclass in understanding that restraint, proportion, and historical honesty can produce something more compelling than any amount of technical complication or size. The Tudor Black Bay 58 retails for approximately $3,325 USD. Number 6. Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 Mems. The Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 Mems occupies a unique position in watchmaking. It is the gentleman's sports watch at its most refined, a piece equally comfortable on a sailing deck or in a Michelin-starred dining room, and it carries the weight of Omega's extraordinary history with a confidence that few brands can match. The teak concept vertical dial pattern draws inspiration from the wooden decks of classic sailing yachts, and the dial finishing across every configuration, blue, green, silver, champagne, is genuinely spectacular. Powering the Aqua Terra is Omega's in-house master chronometer certified caliber 8900, which has passed the most rigorous watchmaking certification in the industry, meeting both Kusky chronometer standards and Omega's own master chronometer standard for magnetic resistance up to 15,000 Gauss. In practical terms, this means unrivaled accuracy, reliability, and robustness in real-world wearing conditions. The Aqua Terra is the watch James Bond wore in Skyfall for good reason. It is effortlessly capable, effortlessly elegant, and backed by one of the great movements in contemporary Swiss manufacture watchmaking. The Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 May retails for approximately $7,500 USD. Number 5. Zenith Defy Skyline. The Zenith Defy Skyline is the most visually striking watch on this entire list, and one of the boldest design statements in contemporary Swiss watchmaking. The integrated bracelet, angular architecture, and, most arrestingly, the open-worked dial revealing Zenith's extraordinary elite oscillator create an aesthetic that is immediately, unmistakably modern. The elite oscillator at the heart of the Skyline beats at 15 Hz, 5 times faster than a conventional Swiss lever escapement, eliminating the traditional balance wheel, lever, and escape wheel entirely in favor of a single monolithic silicon oscillating component manufactured to tolerances of just a few microns. The result is a movement immune to magnetic fields, shocks, and positional variance in a way traditional escapements simply cannot match, offering COSC-certified chronometer accuracy with a 60-hour power reserve. The architecture of the movement, visible through the dial, is a piece of genuine kinetic sculpture. The Defy Skyline is the watch for the person who believes horological innovation and wearable design can push forward together without compromising either. The Zenith Defy Skyline retails for approximately $8,900 $2,500 USD fee. Number 4. Grand Seiko SBGA413 Shunbun 4 Seasons. The Grand Seiko SBGA413 Shunbun is a watch that transcends the conventional language of horology and enters the realm of wearable art, and it does so with a restraint and seasonal poetry that is specifically, profoundly Japanese. Shunbun refers to the spring equinox, the precise moment when day and night achieve perfect balance, and the dial of this watch captures that transitional moment in nature with breathtaking skill. The gradient dial moves from the pale green of new spring growth into the soft warmth of cherry blossom season, hand-finished with a texture that evokes the bark and buds of springtime trees. Powering this masterwork is Grand Seiko's Spring Drive Caliber 9R65, a movement that uses a mechanical mainspring to drive a silicon glide wheel regulated by quartz precision, achieving an accuracy of plus or minus 1 second per day without the tick of a conventional movement or the buzz of pure quartz. It simply glides. The SBGA413 is a watch you buy to own something genuinely irreplaceable, a seasonal moment frozen in lacquer and light that you can carry on your wrist through every spring that follows. The Grand Seiko SBGA413 Shunbun retails for approximately $8,000 $9,500 USD. Number 3. Sinn U50 S The Sinn U50 S is the quiet professional of this list, a watch that could not care less about fashion, trends, or the opinions of the broader watch community, because it was designed to an engineering brief so demanding that aesthetics were simply what remained after every functional requirement was satisfied. And what remains is deeply, compellingly beautiful in its own right. The U50 S is water-resistant to an extraordinary 500 meters, achieved through a case construction of submarine steel, the same grade used in actual German naval submarines, and a helium escape valve for saturation diving. Sinn fills the case with dry argon gas to eliminate moisture entirely, and their Diapal lubricant-free escapement ensures reliable function across temperature extremes where conventional lubricants fail. The result is a watch that would function perfectly at the bottom of the ocean, in the Arctic cold, or in the desert heat without modification or complaint. The dial is perfectly legible, the case is impeccably finished, and the movement is accurate and robust. The U50 S is what happens when German engineering discipline is applied to dive watchmaking without compromise. No marketing, no excess, just an exceptional watch. The Sinn U50 S retails for approximately $3,200 to $3,800 USD. Number 2. Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe. The Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe is the dive watch against which all other dive watches are measured. A piece that carries the founding mythology of the modern diver's watch in its DNA and wears that heritage with magnificent authority. Blancpain invented the modern dive watch in 1953 with the original 50 Fathoms, and the Bathyscaphe is the contemporary expression of everything that original stood for: refined, reduced to its essential form, and technically impeccable. The ceramic case and matching ceramic bezel provide scratch resistance that steel cannot offer. And the movement within, the caliber 1315, is one of the finest automatic movements in the industry, offering a 120-hour power reserve across 3 series-coupled barrels with a silicon balance spring. The Bathyscaphe is available in a range of stunning dial configurations: ocean blue, slate gray, deep black, each executed with a depth of color and texture that speaks to Blancpain's manufacture capabilities. At 300 meters of water resistance, this is a watch that could genuinely be used for the professional diving it celebrates. But it is also a watch of such refined elegance that it belongs equally in the finest company. The Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe retails for approximately $14,500 to $17,000 USD. Number 1. Grand Seiko SLG805 White Birch. The Grand Seiko SLG805 White Birch is the finest watch on this list, and in the considered opinion of an ever-growing community of serious collectors worldwide, one of the finest watches being made anywhere on Earth today. The dial is the reason, and describing it adequately in words is genuinely difficult. Inspired by the white birch forests that surround Grand Seiko's Shinshu studio in the Japanese Alps, the dial is hand-finished using the Byobu lacquer technique, building up layers of material into a surface of such depth, texture, and quiet luminosity that it appears to breathe. In different light conditions, direct sunlight, candlelight, the blue hour before dusk, the dial transforms, revealing different aspects of its extraordinary surface. No 2 examples are identical, because each dial is finished by human hands to a standard that machines cannot replicate. Powering the White Birch is Grand Seiko's Caliber 9SA5, a movement of landmark significance, representing the most advanced automatic movement Grand Seiko has ever produced, featuring a dual-impulse escapement of their own design, a free-sprung balance for positional accuracy, and an 80-hour power reserve at 36,000 vibrations per hour. The Zoratsu polished case in brilliant hard titanium is simultaneously harder than steel and lighter than conventional titanium. The White Birch is not the most expensive watch on this list. It does not carry the oldest European name. It does not have centuries of Swiss heritage behind it. What it has is something rarer, a soul, a point of view, a commitment to beauty and craft so deep and so sincere that wearing one feels like a privilege. The Grand Seiko SLG805 White Birch retails for approximately $18,000 to $20,000 USD fee.